It's another week where I feel totally vindicated.
100%.
We've been on the drum for a while. We've been beating the drum for a while that this administration is purely about aesthetics and vanity. Mm-hmm. They are a vainglorious group of people that purely care about how they are perceived and want to be perceived as strong by hurting minority groups.
Yes.
And this is further encapsulated in this Vanity Fair article we got. They thought they were cooking.
They thought they were cooking so hard, man. The Vanity Fair article is one thing. That's good in itself.
Yeah.
But the Vanity Fair photo shoot is an absolute banger, dude. Holy
Yes,
shit. The way that these people's, like, I don't even want to call them medium shots, but the way that the photographer just took pictures of them in the most awkward positions possible, and they think they look hard. They think their fit's hard.
Yeah.
They think they're acting so hard, and they look so small and so frail and so just little.
Yeah, no, Christopher Anderson, the photographer here, he's credited with all of the photos. The right wing has been very mad at him because, one, he did this series of like super close-up shots.
So good.
That captured all of the pores and blemishes and imperfections on all the people in this story.
Injection sites.
People like Stephen Miller, Caroline Leavitt, J.D. Vance, and so on. Like the top people of this administration. And then there were also a bunch of just like other photos.
Yeah.
One where like J.D. Vance's back is up against a wall and the baseboard is really high, so it makes him look tiny.
It's so cool, dude. It looks like when my mom says, on the first day of school, my mom says, let's get a picture. And I just back up, my fit's hard.
Yeah. There's an image of Caroline Leavitt where like the background is all like slightly disturbed. The blanket on the couch, like the couch is like half of the frame. The blanket on the couch is ruffled.
She's in that power
lampshades
pose.
are fucked up. She's in the power pose. Like it's all like all the people with liberal arts degrees came out and dissected these images.
It's good.
And it is really modern art. And I'm glad to see someone finally doing journalism.
And it's just like the Caroline Leavitt close-up, banger.
Oh my God,
Absolute
dude.
banger, dude. The way they up the greens in her skin, her lips look blue, her skin looks green and yellow. She looks sickly. You can see everything. It's absolutely insane. JD Vance's close-up looks like if you said, hey, AI, make this Clash of Clans picture real life. He looks like a grumpy barbarian. It's good. Stephen Miller's black and white picture, that dude looks like a ball sack.
Yeah.
Marco Rubio just looks the most stressed that a person can be in that high contrast black and white picture. And then back to those medium shots, like we had that JD Vance first day of school picture. And then we got Marco Rubio just slightly bent over for no goddamn reason, looking at a lamp like the edibles just hit, and he's freaking out.
Yeah.
Like they're so good.
I think for a lot of these, in post, they bumped up the greens to make a lot of them just look
They look
gross.
sickly. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, or just like the random Stephen Miller photo that's just black and white for some reason.
Dude, he looks like he's got a permanent pouty face on in all of these. And that's accurate. Like, that's real. That's true.
Yeah. So the photography itself, very, very good.
Yes.
And we know it's good because it made the right wing really angry. But I also do want to read an excerpt from the story itself because it's like a full article. Essentially, this journalist was, for some goddamn reason, Susie Wiles, chief of staff for Trump, gave this journalist like full access to her.
She said, I'm going to tell you everything.
Yeah, like she basically spilled everything over the course since like January, just about.
Since before the inauguration, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Since December of last year. So for about a full year, this journalist has just been having like repeated meetings with Susie Wiles, talking about Trump, what he's doing, his administration, all that kind of stuff. And I just want to read this one excerpt because Jesus Christ, man. Absolutely insane. So it says, this is the beginning of part 1 of the article. We often spoke on Sundays after church. Wiles, an Episcopalian, calls herself Catholic Light. One time we spoke while she was doing her laundry in her Washington, D.C. rental. Trump, she told me, quote, has an alcoholic's personality. Vance's conversion from never Trumper to MAGA acolyte, she said, has been sort of political. The vice president, she added, has been a conspiracy theorist for a decade. Russell Vought, architect of the notorious Project 2025 and head of the Office of Management and Budget, is a quote, right-wing absolute zealot. When I asked her what she thought of Musk reposting a tweet about public sector workers killing millions under Hitler, Stalin, and Mao, she replied, quote, I think that's when he's microdosing.
That's so awesome, dude. It's like she got attention for the first time ever and she wants to be cool.
Yeah.
And she's just telling you literally everything. It's so funny. And it is crazy how everyone in the administration, everyone in the cabinet, everyone who was named to this article, it came out to like defend her too.
Yeah.
Like Trump's like, yeah, I do have an alcoholic's personality.
Well, the alcoholic's personality thing really gets me because Trump himself doesn't drink. At least that's what he says. And I think I believe him because his story is like his uncle or a brother or something died because of alcoholism, right? Or like an alcohol related thing. And so he has sworn off drinking. But then Susie Wiles says he still acts like an alcoholic though. Like that's the kind of insult that like gets you to your core,
and
right?
Man, Susie Wilde's close-up was actually really dope too, because she looked like she had the Kash Patel bug eyes.
Oh
like,
yeah,
she
right
just
here,
looked
baby.
Like she has crazy eyes. And it's also the greens are bumped up again, like they just look sickly.
Yeah, no, it's actually fantastic. And like Susie Wiles is not one of those Trump administration officials that you ever hear about.
No.
You know, like the people we're always talking about, Pete Hegseth, Kristi Noem, Kash Patel, Stephen Miller, a lot of the time. You never talk about Susie Wiles, and that's because she's good at her job.
Yeah,
like,
and that's bad.
Yeah, no, that's bad for like humanity.
Yeah, that's bad for like life, goodness, the pursuit of happiness.
And she says in this article that she essentially views herself as like a foot soldier or like a general, I should say, like someone who is tasked not with asking questions, but with like directing people and getting things done.
Yeah, she doesn't have an opinion. Her job is to further Trump's goals.
Yes, exactly.
And that's it.
And you never hear about her because she's so good at her job. And the fact that she's been spilling like what should be secrets in the administration to some random fucking reporter at Vanity Fair, modern art, man.
It's like these people, they think like journalists are their friends. Like they're so up their own asses that they think they can just say everything and that's just like normal. Everybody's drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. And a couple of other bangers in this piece. One, Susie Wiles says that Pam Bondi has absolutely whiffed on the Epstein case. Essentially, she's fumbled it completely.
Maybe there's a reason why she doesn't talk to media. Maybe there's another reason why we don't hear about her more often. Because every time she talks to these guys, she just spills.
Yeah, well, and she also said that the goal of the strikes on the boats off the coast of Venezuela is just explicitly regime change. She said something like, "If we bomb boats long enough, then Maduro will leave power," something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. There was also another one. This isn't really like a scoop, but apparently somewhere in the White House they have like a running like screen, a ticker essentially of all of Trump's Truth Social posts. Like, I mean, I can't
putting a HITO tweet ticker in the studio.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, what are we doing?
I'm imagining it's like the stock market ticker you see at the stock exchange where it's all the companies going around, but it's like the words just going on his Truth Social tweets and it just wraps around the entire thing and you got to watch as you read it. That's good.
Yeah. So Susie Wiles giving us one of the best pieces of the year, I would say. Shout out. And it doesn't even seem like she's going anywhere. I don't know if they can afford to get rid of her, but wow.
No, yeah, wow, that's great. And the photo shoot is great. And I like the photo shoot is really what's like sticking in my mind because it's like it's whatever to me now when a Trump administration official leaks something or says something they shouldn't. Leakiest administration ever again. Lots of bad things ever again happening in Trump too. So that's kind of like whatever to me. It's an interesting story. There's some bombshells in there. It's still important to talk about. But just the pictures I think are important because they're so bad and they were got so hard. That group picture of them all standing together looks like kids who are trying to be cool, and everyone knows it's like the least cool thing that you can do is try to be cool. Well, it's more cool to just not be cool.
It's the photo from Arrested Development where all the wizards or all the magicians are like, we demand to be taken seriously, and there's the dude like in the wizard costume. Like that's exactly what it is. And I don't know if Vanity Fair did the piece back during the Bush administration, but it looked like an image that the Bush administration also took.
Really?
Where they're all sitting in one of the rooms in the White House and they're trying to look super serious and cool, but it's like you all suck.
You look goofy as hell.
Yeah, you look stupid.
You look goofy. You are unserious, and no one's taking you seriously. Yeah. Like that's what's so funny about this, and I think it's so important to talk about aesthetics in administration that is so built on aesthetics, whether that's like aesthetics of brutality, just these aesthetics of violence. It's an aesthetic movement. Yeah. We talk about mass deportations being this thing that isn't necessarily just about getting people out, but it's about pushing the aesthetics of brutality to get more people on your side. When you go out there and you put out something like this on an administration that focuses so much on how they look, so much so that they're putting out things like hype aura edits of ICE agents going and brutalizing people. You do this and make them look goofy. That cuts deep. That cuts to their core, right? And it reminds me of when the Portland ICE protests were happening. There was about a week, maybe even a month lead up to that, where Trump was like, "It's literally hell over there. You can't do anything. You can't walk outside. The city's on fire. The city may be even gone by the time I'm done saying this." And then we got the frogs and we got the inflatable costumes showing up to the protest, and it was just goofy, and it put on full display how unserious this was. You had Kristi Noem standing on the roof saying, "Look at all these terrorists," and it's a fucking dude in a frog and a kangaroo costume.
Slow zoom on a frog.
Like, oh yeah, like that guy's really gonna do anything to me. He can't. He's in an inflatable costume. That's a fucking mascot right there. And then after that sort of started happening, how often have you heard about Portland since then? When you make this administration look ridiculous, it kind of takes the wind out of their sails. And it seems like something that's frivolous, but it's not. Like that's kind of how politics, I feel like, works right now. When you're the party that has no power, when you're at least trying to advance a movement that has no real political power, the only thing you can do is sort of aesthetically make them look silly.
Yeah.
And things like this do that to a masterful degree.
There's just no, for so many of them, there's no ideological underpinning. All they want to do is
cool.
Is like embrace vanity through, you know, again, making like weak and marginalized people suffer.
Yeah.
Or punish their political enemies. Like that's the only thing this administration has. There are some ideologues in there. Like Stephen Miller, I do think is like a theoretical Nazi. You know what I mean? Like he's into like Nazi theory and stuff like that. But like, for people like Trump, for people like Hegseth, for people like Kristi Noem, it's all a performance. That's all they care about. They just want people to look at them and respect them and fear them if they're their political enemies. Mm-hmm. And when people engage in like tactical frivolity and they're making themselves look silly as a means of protest, yeah, it works pretty well.
It works pretty well. It's pretty good to make these people look silly. Like like all these people are unserious. Like look at who they are. Mm-hmm. Like Kash Patel's not pictured in this and involved in this whatsoever, but like look at his headshot, just regular.
Yeah.
His fucking bug eyes all the time. He looks uncomfortable all the time. He's always wearing suits too small, it looks like.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like these people are ridiculous, and it's important to point that out because they shouldn't be running the country.
Yeah. One other thing that Susie Wiles spilled, she was asked about like the political prosecutions, Trump going after like Letitia James and James Comey and stuff like that. And at first she was like, no, these aren't political. Like there's actual things that the attorney general actually wants to go after, like real instances of political corruption. She says like the DOJ was weaponized against Trump before. Light pushback from the journalist, saying like, but going after Letitia James, like that's political persecution, right? And she was like, yeah, that one might be. It's like James Comey is like, yeah, he might be too. Just absolutely taking the chances for any future prosecutions.
Nobody can keep their fucking mouth shut in this administration, man. What is going on?
It's because it's all vanity. They all just want to be seen as powerful and cool.
They all want to be on TV. They all want to have these profiles written about them. They want to have people talk about them, look at them, hear about them, whatever. So they'll go out there and say anything. Mm-hmm. They'll go and leak whatever to the press. They'll go and leak whatever to journalists. They'll do whatever they can to get in front of the TV to tell you that you should cut your hair and go and tell generals they should stop being fat and gay or some shit. Yep. Like, come on.
It's fantastic, man. Welcome back to Head in the Office, everybody. Today is Thursday, December 18th, and we're bringing you more HITO, man.
We are. We got it. We got a whole lot of little news stories this week to talk about. Nothing crazy huge happened, I feel like, unless I missed something, and you'll let us know about that.
Yeah.
But it's mostly it's a lot of extras. It's a lot of goofiness.
Yeah. The top story is Trump is Biden.
Yes. Trump
is Biden. I think it was The Economist that published a story.
Well, the Economist published a story like in November about how Trump is becoming Biden. We notably made this observation back months ago about
even during the election
about the Bidenization of Donald Trump and how everything is just becoming Biden. You can't get away from the guy.
Yeah, Trump is Biden. This administration is Biden's administration. Yep. And we got even more of that with Trump's address to the nation, primetime address last night on Wednesday.
Yeah,
and we'll be talking about that.
He interrupted the Survivor season finale just to yap. He interrupted the Survivor season finale to force everyone to look at Graph.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It was he did a stump speech, and we'll get into that. We also have to talk about a war powers resolution that fucking failed to pass the House.
Insane.
Awesome. Just sort of a negative affirmation that we're going to war.
We got to remind everybody that the Epstein files are still a thing. Yeah. And we got to catch up with our favorite Kash Patel.
And then we got to say goodbye to Dan Bongino.
Unfortunately.
Man, 10 months was too much work for him.
Tale of two FBI agents right here. It's ridiculous. Oh, man. More on Dan Bongino later, but Dan Bongino is so funny because he has just been bitching and moaning about having to go to work. That's it. So many of his complaints, like on the news, like he's saying this on TV, have been, I got to go to the office for sometimes 10 hours a day. I'm away from my family. Like, yeah.
When he first got the job, he was like, I'm away from my family all day, just in a box with four walls, and all I'm doing is sitting at a desk. It's like, that's work.
Yeah, brother, that's what happens.
Anyway, so we'll get to all of that today, but before we do, I will beg and plead that you become a patron. You simply have to.
You got to, guys. Mm-hmm. You got to.
You really got to.
Please, it's the giving season.
You get early access to all of our content. The next episode will be the penultimate episode of the year, the final news coverage episode of the year.
Yeah, oh my God. And boy, will we have news to cover on that episode. Oh, yeah. Because, I'll just bring it up early. We got Epstein news to talk about because today, Thursday, December 18th, right?
Yep.
The Epstein Files Transparency Act passed in November. And so Pam Bondi had 30 days from the date of its passing to go and release all the files or whatever the bill stipulated. That That's tomorrow, just Friday, December 19th. So if you're on the Patreon and you're listening to this early, you're right there with us and not knowing what's happening. If you're a Friday freeloader, hell, they may be released and we missed the news cycle. It's like they did it to fuck us like they always do because they watch. They hate watch silently. But yeah, so that's dropping tomorrow and that's going to be something no matter what comes of it. There are going to be names that are revealed. There are going to be names that are redacted and everyone's going to have questions no matter what.
Under every redaction is Donald Trump's name.
Every redaction is going to be scrutiny. Every redaction could be Donald Trump's name. It's a thing that could happen.
That's another thing that Susie Wiles said. She basically confirmed that FBI agents were scrubbing the files for Trump's name.
Well, I saw a headline the other day that said like the FBI agents were paid $1 million in overtime scrubbing the Epstein files.
Fantastic use of money.
Yeah, it's fantastic use of my tax dollars going on right here. But yeah, so Epstein news drops tomorrow or today if you're a Friday freeloader, or yesterday if you're getting to this episode late. We'll be talking all about that on Monday. So that's just another reason to go to the Patreon.
Yeah, and that's the final news episode of the year.
Yeah.
Because after that, no episode on Christmas, of course. Lazy liberals don't want to work anymore. And then it's HITO Award Show.
And reminder, if you don't want to subscribe and commit to a subscription because you have issues, you could buy an episode individually.
Yeah.
And if there's ever an episode to buy, it'd be the Trump's name was redacted under all these redactions episode. So come on now. Get your ass over to patreon.com/head in the office.
Become a patron. You could also subscribe on Substack. We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Guys, we're trying so hard.
We are trying. And like it's growing, but I don't understand this platform at all.
I don't either. I don't know what I need to do to make it work. Yeah. Guys, please give us feedback too. That would be another thing that helps.
Yeah, maybe we'll find a way to revolutionize that in the next year. Who even knows? Nobody actually knows.
Who even knows?
All the links in the description to support us are down there. Last thing before we read our 5-star reviews, cast your vote in the HITO Award Show.
It's important. It's the most prestigious award show of the award season.
Yeah, voting is open right now. It will close, I believe, on the 28th because we're going to record on the 29th. So go in, check out the form, check out the nominees. Maybe someone you nominated is up for a vote.
True, and that's like you. That's your imprint on the show. You've made yourself immortal by living here on our airwaves.
Yeah, so go and vote. Link is in the description. You'll have to sign in with your Gmail because it's a Google form.
That's true.
We don't have more complex forms of voting. And also, it's not ranked choice voting. It's strict plurality.
Strict plurality.
First past the post.
If you win, you win.
Exactly. This is not a democracy. So go and cast your vote. HITO Award Show coming up at the end of the year.
We need your participation. We need your voice. It's like a local election. Every vote matters.
That's right.
There could be some tight margins, folks.
Lastly, before we get into the show is our reviews. Leave a 5-star review on Apple or on Spotify. We forgot about Spotify last time. I deeply apologize. We're getting to it right now.
Put it again. Do another one.
Yeah.
Put it on this episode when it airs then, and we'll get it next time.
Yeah, you can comment as many times as you want. So
well.
leave your 5-star reviews. You want to take this first Apple one?
I'll take this first Apple one. This one, Midwestern white boys who aren't mid. I'm big on that right now. From Jax Schlee. I first want to start this review off with a hearty condemnation of both Hamas and political violence, especially the violence enacted by my personal arch nemesis Ken Paxton, a man who forced close friends of mine to detransition and have to find workarounds for an abortion. That sucks bigly.
That's just evil shit.
That's just evil. That guy sucks.
Yeah.
Hard. I also condemn Ken Paxton specifically. I'm unfortunately a former Midwesterner turned Texan, and the analysis of Jeremy and Gage has been very refreshing, especially their focus on local politics. A healthy 5 stars. Also give Clementine a mic. She might have insightful views on geopolitics.
Hell yeah. Speaking of Clementine, tomorrow's her birthday, so everyone wish her happy birthday. December 19th.
Everyone wish Clementine happy birthday on Spotify and Apple and YouTube.
Yeah, she's turning 1 year old, and everybody knows who she is. Everyone fucking comments, "Oh, look at the cat." Well, I'm making an important point.
It's true. She don't even know how famous she is. She has no concept of it. Like it toils me.
She has no idea how hard we work.
Exactly. She has no idea how many hundreds of thousands of people see her every week now.
Yeah. Onto these Spotify reviews. This first one from is 5 out of 5 stars. I'm a fairly new HITO head, but it's become the soundtrack I listen to every day at my boring job. Shout out capitalism.
Huge.
Hearing about the news and politics from these Midwest boys. I added white. I don't know why. It's just sort of in the mantra now.
It's just in there. It's
from
right
these
here.
Midwest boys is much less depressing than doom scrolling through it. I really enjoy listening to the pod, even though we live in hell and everything sucks bigly. Of course, I am NSPM 7 compliant and condemn Hamas and all forms of political violence, especially the forms that could bring about meaningful change. Keep it up.
Condemn, huge.
Political violence never brings about meaningful change.
Real. And you know what? We're talking about inserting like white boys into things and just white and boys, white boys. White boy of the year going to Timothy Chalamet is fucked up.
Oh my God.
Because there have been 2 white boys right here that have been making a strong strong case this year, and it's ridiculous. And I just want to. We should have been considered.
Yeah, and where's the next Dune movie, huh?
Where's the next? Get back to work.
Yeah,
Get back to work,
exactly.
motherfucker. This next one's from Simon Clark. The Leo cluster out of 5 stars. Of course, I condemn all the condemnables. Sprinting to HITO after finishing one of my comp exams and watching our big, beautiful president scream into a microphone for 20 minutes. Certified podcaster occupied government. I can't wait for the next book review where a liberal explains how doing nothing and is the winning strat and the moral high ground. Keep up the excellent work, boys. P.S. Shouts out to my fellow Husker that GBR in a previous review did not go unnoticed.
Man, I think this person, Simon Clark here, might have just spoiled our takeaway from Independent.
Yeah, guys, what the fuck?
I haven't even really started the reading yet.
I started the first page. I'm excited for it. I'm just waiting for my time to open up so I can get there and so that I can start your new year off right with Independent book review. That's
right, and we're gonna get there. This next one from Rachel, 5 out of 5 stars, from a lifelong resident of the one true promised land, Somalia. Hell yeah! Had to leave a review after my favorite German Melly shouted me out a couple episodes ago. Stumbled upon this podcast as a former Pod Save America listener, so many such cases.
Oh, shit.
While looking for a political podcast that didn't have hosts who are still Zionists in the big 2025 and have never looked back.
Huge.
I, of course, condemn all forms of political violence, including but not limited to Hamas. Keep up the good fight.
And next one. This one. I'm reluctant to include it, but since it's the giving season, the season of giving, and I'll be forgiving, and I'll include this review, which is spiritually a 5-star review, but not quite for reasons you'll see in a second, from Sears Lynn. I don't know which one is Jeremy and which is Gage, but what I do know is that this podcast has a 100% approval rating from yours truly. I found HITO from a TikTok clip of y'all's review of 107 Days, and I've been here since after the election last year. I felt alone and crazy here in Blue Blip, Tennessee. Rip Afton Bain also. Thanks for offering strong, sensible, and base takes a fellow white boy can get quirked up too. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm going to go condemn all forms of political violence. Huge.
Yeah, I guess we'll take a 100% rating.
I'll take a 100%.
Mathematically the same.
Spiritually 5 stars.
This next one from Cadaver, this last one from Cadaver, I should say, 110 Vanity Fair close-up photos of KKK Caroline out of 10.
It's a good picture. It's such a banger, dude. It's so fucking funny.
Getting my bi-weekly filler of news from these 2 quirked up white boys and their banger takes, making my feed look more plump with less track marks than a 28 going on 67 press secretary. God damn. I'm not gonna comment on that. I'm not gonna comment. I'm just gonna let that slide.
I'll say I don't know what those mean.
Yeah,
I don't know what that string of words means.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, because conservatives, everybody's a fucking liberal at the end of the day. Everybody wants to be a liberal. Everybody wants to do the identity politics thing. How dare you criticize X person kind of thing when it's their person getting criticized. And when the conservatives do it, it's just more cringe because you don't actually believe it. You just want to cynically be a liberal. Yeah. Everyone's a fucking liberal at the end of the day.
Yeah, the fact that she's 28 is crazy though. I'm not saying that in the sense that like, damn, she looks like she's 67. It's just like, what do you mean she's like a few years older than us?
Yeah, no, I can't be like 3 to 4 years younger than her and she be the White House press secretary.
Like, there's no way she's qualified.
Exactly, and it's like there's already a weird thing about being like 24 or like 25 and like being in this age bracket and watching athletes now be like younger than you and make more money than you ever will in your entire life, and also everyone that's coming up is now younger than you, and it's like, oh. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's really pressing down on me that I age and I'm going to die one day.
It feels like a similar position or similar function to like Barry Weiss, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these young people in media. I don't know how old Barry Weiss is, but she's not that old. But like these younger people that are like front facing for the regime, front facing for like conservative ideology, are desperately trying to convince old people that like, no, young people fuck with you. Like that's how I read it, at least. It's
like Harry Sisson.
Yeah, exactly. He does the same thing for the Democrats.
Also younger than us too, which is fucking weird. It's weird. Like you hit your mid-20s and you're like, I'm in an awkward spot in my life. Some people are doing phenomenal. Some people are doing worse. Where am I?
I'm the oldest man ever.
I'm just doing.
I'm the oldest guy to ever live.
True.
Anyways, getting into the news coverage here, we got to start it off with Trump is Biden.
Trump is Biden. The Bidenization is near complete.
Yeah. to complete global Brandonization at this point, man. On Wednesday, Trump gave a long and rambling address to the nation from the Oval Office, announced maybe 24, 48 hours ahead of time about the economy and the next year of his policies. Again, vindicated on several fronts here, not just because Trump is Biden, but also in a number of other ways that I don't want to spoil yet, because I thought it was very funny when once again our theory of how this government does populism is shown.
Yep.
And we will get into that. But essentially, it was a stump speech. Like, that's what it was. He had to have seen his polling numbers and thought, I need to do a stump speech right now.
Yeah, this guy held cable TV watchers hostage just because he's insecure about his polling.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. It was an absolute waste of time, about 20 minutes long. It sucks. And, like, you can't tell me that Trump is not damn near identical to Joe Biden, like, rhetorically, when he holds an unprompted address to the nation on a random Wednesday and demands that, like, everyone needs to recognize how good the economy is right now.
Because that's what this is. Like, that's the crux of, like, this entire speech and, like, what this was. It was just, look at the graph, dumbass. Except Trump doesn't even have graphs like Joe Biden had graphs because he's hiding the graphs. He just says, look at the vibes, dumbass. Look, believe what I tell you, and that's it. He can't even pretend to support it with anything else. There was one point where he's talking about how good everything is, where he mentions, and the cops. They're doing so good. I don't even have the numbers. I don't even have the numbers to show it to you. But they're doing really good. What do you mean? He starts listing off like, oh, this is percent more better. This is also percent more better. The cops. Yeah. Am I right, guys? Come
numbers
on,
I can't even say. Like it's like I have concepts of a healthcare plan. I'll tell you in the future if you elect me.
And it's just like I'm listening to the speech, right? And for the first time, I really thought like, man, he's lost it. Like I think he has fully lost it because listening to it took the fucking wind out of my sails. Because it's like part of it is just me grappling with the fact that we live in a society that's just like post-truth. Republicans waged war on fact checkers and won. Yeah. Like when was the last time you heard about Snopes?
Yeah, that's
the last time you heard about Snopes was when we did the story about how Snopes revised their fact check on Charlottesville.
Yeah.
And that's it. When fact checkers like said, oh no, when fact checkers started lying, they just became irrelevant to try to appease conservatives. Now that's not relevant anymore. We live in just like a post-truth society, post-fact society. Truth is literally just fucking whatever now.
Yeah, I tried to find like a thorough fact check of the speech and like nobody put one out.
Because I was thinking to myself, like, I'm listening to the first things and I'm like, okay, that's a lie. Maybe I should write this down. That's a lie. Maybe I should put this down. And it just got to a point where I'm not even through the process of thinking that's a lie when he starts another lie and it's like, fuck, this is this is just meaningless now. What do I do? How do I contend with any of this?
Yeah.
When so much of how we engage with politics right now is based on just like what people believe being presented as truth, I can't do anything. I go around and it brings me back to the 30 million illegal immigrants are coming over here to take all your houses or whatever the fuck that they've been saying now, that I just had to accept it as true. And fuck it, like it is true in the sense that I have to engage with that as if it's reality because so many people present it as reality. So many people engage with these quote unquote truths as if they're real when there couldn't be further from it.
Yeah.
And like that's true in itself. Not to get like postmodern on this.
No, but yeah, it is just like nihilism.
But like
nothing's real.
We really have experienced the death of truth, and everything is just whatever the fuck you believe, and you have to take everybody like seriously for whatever now. And it's ruined politics.
And it's funny because that's the caricature that the right always advanced of liberals. Like everyone's a snowflake and everyone has their own truth that you have to take seriously. Otherwise, like the government censors you or whatever. And that was always nonsense when they pushed it.
Yeah.
But now they're the ones who have ushered us into that reality.
Exactly.
Because everything he says is just made up.
Sometimes he doesn't even have the like gas to go make it up. Like the cop thing. He's like, oh, numbers are so good I can't even tell you. It's just fucking goofy, right?
Yeah.
Like what you literally can't contend with it. He didn't give you a number to go out and contend with, and the numbers he gives you to contend with, you just know are lies. Even when he like isn't even trying to lie, he just lies like he breathes.
Yeah, at one point he's like, gas is $1.99, and it's just there's nowhere in the country where gas is $1.99.
Maybe like fucking Arkansas.
No, it's not even true.
Who wants to be there?
Nobody. Gas is who wants to be there? Heavy on that, but like it's just untrue. And like obviously Biden and Trump very different policy wise, and obviously Trump is like a lot more belligerent, especially at this juncture. But when we say Trump is Biden, what we essentially mean is that they were both old men who are yelling at the population that everything is fine and you should be happy with how things are going, while their advisors desperately try to hide polling numbers from them.
100%.
Like, it's the same dynamic. We know they're different. We know the policies are different, but rhetorically, they're the same guy.
Like, they present as the same. Like, they do things in the exact same style. It's crazy. Trump is just Biden style. Trump is Biden in a different font. That's the conclusion that you have to come to. And now our ideas are getting mainstream appeal with that Economist article. And that couldn't make me happier.
Like, it's a uniparty, but the uniparty is Biden.
It's like that Spider-Man meme. It's Tony Stark's face is everywhere. Biden's face is everywhere. I can't get away from him. But back to like just listening to Trump taking the wind out of my sails. It's like when he's just lying and lying and lying. It's like it used to be kind of fun to get in there and like fact check Trump sometimes, or like he'd give this crazy.
Yeah, we used to do it in like the big rallies that he would do.
Yeah, or he'd make like some crazy statement that's kind of funny to like contend with and go and like talk about or whatever. But he doesn't even make the crazy statements anymore. When he makes a crazy statement, it's just, I don't know, Rob Reiner died because he had Trump derangement syndrome. Like, what the fuck? Like, he's parodying himself in a way that I can't engage with anymore.
The Rob Reiner thing was insane.
Yeah, it was fucking delusional, right? Yeah. Like, what are we one, way to make it about you.
Yeah.
And two, just, that's not a thought that any sane person has. Like, you're sundowning, buddy.
Well, in fact, we know that nobody had that thought because before Trump said anything, the right, like tons of people on the right wing were like, see, we're being respectful about his death. And everyone on the left was making fun of Charlie Kirk when he died. And then their fucking leader comes out and is like, he died because he didn't like me.
You can't make it up. Yeah. You can't fucking make it up. Trump, it's like he's getting in the way of their ability to message.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny. It's like, I don't know, just like in the same vein, back to the speech itself and Trump being Biden, in the same vein that we had Wall Street Journal and New York Times editorials popping up about the vibes-based economy, are we going to get Benny Johnson and Steven Crowder going out and talking about the vibes-based economy but on podcasts this time?
Yeah.
Like, are we going to get them being like, no, just like believe, dear leader. Come on.
I mean, yeah, that's like the only direction they can take it when like the fundamental like material suffering that people are experiencing is it's the same, right? Yeah. Like nothing's changed.
Well, it's exactly.
Things have gotten worse, in fact.
It's Biden, but in a different font. Whereas Joe Biden, like Democrats get to go to like, I don't know, establishment media and newspapers because get to go talk to people who read Democrats and get to push their message that way. Conservatives will have to push their message through the podcasters. And now podcasters are going to be like, ignore the groceries, sweaty. It's all going to get better in a year.
Yeah, we're going to get like identical pieces that from that like New York Times article that like started the whole vibes-based economy bullshit, but it's just gonna be Benny Johnson doing it, and dodging the gay allegations. And
with Milo Yiannopoulos breathing down his neck,
and he's gonna be like, he's only talking about this because he doesn't want to face the truth. The vibes-based economy piece from Benny Johnson is a distraction from the fact that he's... And look, my message to Benny Johnson is live your truth, King.
Live your truth, King. Whoever you are, I'll accept that. I'll make fun of you for other reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
It is worth going over a couple of the claims, though, because I do think some of them are like indications of where we are going. First of all, of course, just lying dramatically about immigration again, especially Somali immigrants or immigrants of Somali descent. He says they have taken over Minnesota, how a population of like 80,000 people that are from Somalia or of Somali descent have taken over a state of several million. I don't know, but that's the claim.
Knows, really?
He also said something at one point that this administration is fighting for American-born citizens.
It's not a dog whistle. Like,
the blood's in the soil.
I was gonna say it's a dog whistle, but it's not. It's a whistle, and everybody can hear it, and it's literally right there.
Yeah. He blamed Democrats for increased healthcare costs. He was saying this thing that like Democrats demanded premiums go up.
That was a banger. They like it's so absurd. How can anyone believe this?
Yeah. At one point, he's yelling at the camera. He's like, "It's not Republicans' fault.
It was the Democrats that did this. They said your premiums are going up." And it's like, dog, like I can look. I know nobody's gonna look. I know that the shutdown's already old news. Fuck, I forgot about it too, like 3 days after it stopped. But like, you could, in a world where people cared, you could just literally just go and see.
Yeah.
But I recognize that nobody even cares anymore. Like, I feel like he's ruined me, this guy.
Yeah, it's not great. And he's just beating the same drum, right? Like, we talked extensively about healthcare last episode, but like, Republicans have had 15 years to come up with literally any plan on healthcare, and they haven't done it.
And it's just always the Democrats. This is bad because the Democrats. I know I'm a year into my term, but this is bad because the Democrats. The Democrats did this. The good thing, that's me.
Yep.
The bad thing that I think is a good thing that's ruining your prices tariffs, that was me too. But other than that, it's just, oh no, it's expensive. It's the Democrats. It's not my tariffs, but those are good. But it's the Democrats. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't even want to do the, could you imagine if Joe Biden was blaming Republicans thing? Because it's just, it's fucking stupid.
And he would have been right to blame Republicans.
He would have been right to
But he
blame
didn't want to do
Republicans.
that.
But that's for people like us to say. Like, when you just look like a fucking loser going out there and just no, nothing's my fault ever. Like, come on.
Yeah. I will say the one like novel thing I saw out of him on the healthcare argument is that he said the ACA was essentially a handout to insurance companies and Democrats wanted to enrich these insurance companies. Now, of course, as we talked about last episode, the ACA was in many ways just a handout to insurance companies. And to the extent that that's what happened, like obviously it was paired with like certain percentages that insurance companies were allowed to charge, below which a percentage, like for people that were below a certain percentage of income. It was a big complicated mess. And at the end of the day, like, yeah, a lot of it does just subsidize insurance companies. And Trump criticizes that. But again, Republicans have no plan that either wouldn't just subsidize insurance companies another way or would just increase costs because insurance companies would shift those costs onto the consumer.
Yeah.
Like there's literally no plan here at all.
Honestly, it is peak sloppulism.
Yep.
It is peak sloppulism to just go out there and say, oh yeah, they're giving money to insurance companies. Well, I'm going to give money to you to empower you to give money to insurance companies. I'm not going to give it to them, but you are still.
Yeah, it's just more complicated, but it's the same bullshit.
I'm going to make government more complicated and worse to further this sloppulist argument.
Yeah. And
sucks.
The only reason I bring this up is like he would not be able to choose insurance companies as like a villain of his political program if Democrats had just already done it.
Yeah.
Like there's a real critique of health insurance, as we talked about last episode, and health insurance companies. And if Democrats had latched on to critiquing them principally and advocating for like Medicare for all, for example, then Trump wouldn't be able to get out here and say like, actually, they're my enemies and I'm going to go after them on behalf of you doing the populist thing. But Democrats didn't want
Who knows? Honestly, what Democrats probably will end up doing is just being like, Trump's talking about insurance. I did insurance, but better. Just like with immigration, we deported more people than Trump did. Guys, have you seen Joe Biden's numbers?
Yeah. Broadly, again, the speech was just about the economy, and he said it's improved under his tenure so far, which just isn't true. We just got unemployment and inflation data, partially from October, the full one from November, unrevised so far. Shit sucks.
Yeah, shit sucks huge. And it's like
unemployment's just strictly gone up.
He is kind of the only one that is just saying things are only good.
Yeah.
Because even JD Vance is acknowledging, JD Vance was at like a press conference and he acknowledged that unemployment numbers are up. But he tried to get around it. Like he tried to justify it by saying, well, under the Biden administration, people weren't looking for work. But under the Trump administration, wages are so high now that everybody wants to go look for work because unemployment only counts people who are looking for work. So because more people have entered the pool of people searching for work, that's why unemployment numbers have gone up. But they're going to go down because more people get high paying jobs under the Trump administration.
Nobody was looking for jobs a year ago.
What? You were the one telling me nobody wants to work anymore. You like conservatives were the ones bitching about people. Like everyone was looking for jobs under Biden. The market still sucked under Biden. We've been talking about the labor market forever. We've been talking about these like tight things forever. How nobody wants to hire. How there are ghost jobs. But now that it's your guys, nobody wanted to work under Biden. But everybody wants to work under us. Even if that's the case, buddy, nobody can find a job under you right now. The unemployment number is still there.
Yeah.
It's still high and it's still rising. You kind of got to contend with that. You kind of got to take that L.
Well, and it's like, I'm pretty sure under Biden, we reached like optimal levels of unemployment. Like Econ 101
is like 4% or whatever.
Right. Like the idea is that you want a certain level of unemployment because that shows people are able to like move around in the economy, find new jobs and opportunities and stuff like that. But like if unemployment's ticking up, like that's obviously a bad sign. And if we were already at like an optimal level of unemployment and it starts going up, it's like, well, then what changed isn't that people are now looking for jobs. What changed is that less people can find jobs.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking
Even
about?
if more people want to look for jobs now, it's like, what does that say? Like, there's also context you can use to argue about that. It's like, okay, under Biden, were they so comfortable that they didn't have to work? Who are these new people looking for jobs?
Yeah.
Are they spouses that were previously staying home but now can't afford to do that because things have gotten too expensive and need to look for work again? That's pretty damning if that's the case. Like, who fucking knows? Like, you stop like coping. And it's just like, another broader thing about this Trump speech is he just got on here to say, everything's fine. Believe me, I fixed literally everything and I'm going to fix it even harder next year. Nobody does that. It's so unbelievable to say you fixed everything when there are also problems that are bad, but those are still Biden's fault, but I'm doing the good things and those will get fixed, but whatever isn't, and it's not my fault. It's like, what are we doing, man? What the fuck are we talking about? I fixed everything. It's all better now.
I'm because he keeps talking about like this housing plan he's going to unveil next year. And if it's anything like the healthcare plan, it's never going to exist. But I'm interested to see what it is, because it's like, it's not going to be a massive investment in like building infrastructure around the country or like cheap public housing or anything like that. I can only guess it's going to be like deregulation.
Well, it's probably just going to be, we're going to kick out immigrants, but harder again.
Yeah.
Oh, and also deregulation.
Yeah. My absolute favorite piece of this, and one that, again, just total vindication of the HITO worldview, is Trump promising $1,776 checks for active duty service members.
It's so funny.
It's so perfect, dude.
It's so He's like, to celebrate America's founding in 1776, we're giving $1,776 to all U.S. service members. Shut the fuck up.
It's another example of this administration saying, shut up and I'll give you $1,000. They do this all the time. Like, the extent of this administration's working class populism is not offering structural reforms. It's not going after like corporate corruption. It's saying, I'll give you $1,000 if you stop criticizing me.
Just please, guys, everything will be better if I just give you $1,000.
Like, that's what he did with the tariff revenue, and that's never going to happen. Those checks are never going to go out. It's what he's been doing with like this health savings account bullshit, which also is never going to happen. And now he's doing it with active duty troops. It's like what the fuck is this about?
It's like the third, fourth, or fifth time he's promised $1,000 to people for like fuck all.
Yeah.
Like, what? Come on.
And this one might actually happen because it's only like 1.4 million people.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to give $1,000 checks to like 250 million or whatever the other number would be.
It's infinitely more manageable than it would be if it was 1,000 to everybody.
But some people have already pointed out that the money isn't coming from tariffs. It's coming from a fund that was already allocated by Congress. So it's not like he's doing this of his own accord. It's just money that was already set aside for something like this.
That's so awesome, dude. Another like obvious realization here is that this feels very much like steak and lobster on base.
Yes.
This feels very much like, here, I'm going to give you a little something before you give me a little something.
Yeah, it feels very much like they're trying to placate the troops before they get sent into Venezuela.
I mean, it's like that's the only time they ever get anything good.
Yeah.
Is when they're about to die.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know everybody thought this conference initially was going to be him announcing war. This is damn near pretty close.
Yeah.
I feel like this is just a step down from announcing war.
And it's like the $1,000 thing, like, I'll give you $1,000 thing is so insulting because, again, like, his working class populism isn't about like dramatic restructuring of the economy to benefit the working class. It's like, I'll give you a little bit of money that can pay like maybe a month of rent.
Not even. I'll give you maybe 2/3 of rent.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is this supposed to do, man?
You're behind on bills. I'll let you almost catch up.
Yeah.
And then keep going.
It feels like the shit that I think it was Democrats did when Biden first got into office, where they were like, we're going to give you $2,000 checks. And then it was $1,400 and then $600.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, technically it adds up to $2,000. And it's like, dog, fuck you. Like, the stimulus checks were one thing because it was like immediate direct relief during a major economic calamity, the pandemic.
Yep.
And this is just like, people are generally suffering. I'm going to give you a one-time cash injection of $1,776. What is this supposed to? It's so like, it's insulting and stupid.
You're not fixing anything. You're not fixing anything with one cash injection anywhere at any time. Especially something that is like this little. And I don't mean to say like this little, like I don't value $1,776, but it's like, realistically, if somebody's facing problems right now, $1,776 isn't gonna dig them out of a hole.
Yeah.
It'll help some people with that, but a lot of people who would like really need it, like it's not enough.
Yeah, very, very funny. Ultimately, I don't know who thought this speech was a good idea.
Yeah.
It is incredibly Biden coded. My only guess can be like, maybe it was an attempt to like preempt the Epstein files release coming tomorrow for us, Friday, at the end of this week. Or maybe it was like trying to distract from the Vanity Fair piece that they were all very mad about. But like, what other purposes? Like, there's got to be somebody in the administration that saw the plans for this and was like, this is just going to come across as out of touch.
Well, I wonder if it's because his like polling is just going down and down and down, and more polls are starting to say that voters view him as being primarily responsible for the current economy and not Biden. So I think he's trying to get out there and be like, no, guys, it's me for the good parts.
Like, who can remember Biden? Like,
Nobody does.
Biden's a figment of my memory.
I forgot that Biden was president as soon as Kamala Harris lost.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't doing anything. Trump was all the news. Trump was the one meeting with foreign leaders. Trump was fucking announcing policy.
Yeah.
Biden didn't even get his full 4 years. Like, nobody remembers Biden. Nobody cares about Biden anymore. Biden came out of the woodwork because he got a cancer diagnosis. And then after that, nobody's heard of him since then. Or was it a cancer diagnosis or a cancer scare? I don't even fucking remember.
Yeah.
Like, we're past Biden, but he's still here.
Yeah, nobody cares about Biden except Trump is Biden.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Everything is just a cheap copy of the original. You know, sometimes it just feels like all the news happens on Monday and Tuesday.
it's messed up.
But my favorite podcast drops episode on Wednesdays. I don't know what to do. It feels like they miss all of it.
That's a curse.
If only there was a platform that I could go to where I could listen to these episodes early, maybe when they record them. Do you have any thoughts?
Boy, do I have a solution for you.
Oh, do tell.
If you head over to patreon.com/headintheofficepod, you can listen to Head in the Office episodes before the curse of Monday and Tuesday news comes out.
Really? Do tell.
And you get access to commercial-free episodes. And everybody wants commercial-free
I bet
episodes.
there's also a whole host of other benefits and community engagement that they offer.
And friendship.
Very true.
Who
And
doesn't
that's
want friendship?
the most important thing
Absolutely.
in times like this.
Back to the episode. Now we got to talk about war powers.
Yeah, you know,
I love war.
With war in Venezuela like looming. Welcome back to the Invest in Raytheon podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to put $76 into Raytheon and Lockheed Martin and blah blah blah.
There's been over the last several decades many examples of the U.S. getting into foreign entanglements, literal wars that we shouldn't have.
Yep.
And every single time there's public outcry. I mean, you think about Vietnam.
Yep.
You think about the Iraq War, both of them. You think about all of our time spent in Afghanistan. Every single time there's some amount of public outcry, even if the consent manufacturing machine is going and the public's on board at first. Later on, everyone that ever voted for it was like, that was a bad idea. I mean, we all remember during the 2020 primaries where every Democrat was like, yeah, that was a bad idea. I shouldn't have voted for that.
That was a bad idea. Let's make sure this doesn't ever happen.
Including Joe Biden, right?
Yep.
Joe Biden was a guy who voted for the Iraq War. And now we've got people in Congress who are faced with an issue that in 10 years they could be in the same position.
Well, we got people in Congress who voted for the Iraq War.
This is true.
Who voted for all these things and then said, "Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that shit sucked. I won't do that again." We're now trying to do that again.
Exactly. The House of Representatives just failed to advance a war powers resolution to pull back the president's actions of hostility against Venezuela. It comes right after Trump announced a blockade on Venezuela, which under international law is considered an act of war.
Nice.
Like, again, textbook examples of doing bad things.
And this is after, like, he was already talked about doing land strikes. I think there was like a map or something of like targets that he wanted to like strike on land that had leaked or whatever. Guys, we're going to war with Venezuela.
It's not a secret, man.
It's not a secret. They're planning this shit out in the open.
Yeah. So Congress decided to act and make some moves to limit his actions, and they advanced 2 measures, and both of the measures failed. One was a vote to limit boat strikes, failed 216 to 210, and one was a vote to limit land strikes, failed 213 to 211. Only Marjorie Taylor Greene, Don Bacon, and Thomas Massie out of the Republicans voted in favor of the second resolution. One Democrat also defected. Henry Cuellar from Texas voted no.
What? Fucking why, dude?
I don't know.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm kind of astonished here looking at these numbers that like limiting boat strikes, like, yeah, sure, that failed. I guess that was more expected. But the limiting land strikes, like, how are we failing on that one? Mm-hmm. How are we the margin for limiting boat strikes was 6 votes. The margin for limiting land strikes was like 2 votes.
Yeah.
What are we doing, dude?
Yeah.
I can't put into words how insane it is to me that people kind of like view these as like similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's, we're already getting the fucking boats. We might as well get the people on land. We might as well start hitting apartment buildings.
Well, and I think it's the Republican Party's like trepidation of, well, one, some of them genuinely want this, right?
Yeah.
Like some are just in favor of going to war with Venezuela.
Well, a lot of them are just pro-death and evil.
Yeah, and others just don't want to oppose Donald Trump, even though it's worked on stuff like the Epstein files. But this is the type of shit that ends up in history books, right?
Yeah.
Like 25 years from now, we'll look back and be like, Congress had the chance to stop it and they couldn't do it. Yeah. And it's going to be like, well, here we are.
Well, okay, well,
Like we're stuck in an endless cycle of going to wars for no reason, and this one especially is for no reason.
It's literally just cause.
Like Iraq and Afghanistan, everything we did in the Middle East had like very weak, tenuous arguments in favor of those actions. This is even more nonsensical.
It's just cause.
Yeah.
They just say, well.
Yeah. So Trump taking us to war, not happy.
Not happy. Maybe they just need a war to like try and boost his approval or some shit. I don't know, man.
And it's just obvious, like it's not gonna work because like they're not even trying to manufacture consent for this one.
Like, do regular people want this? Like, because it's like, I'll admit, like, a lot of, like, how I engage with, like, some politics that happen on the other side are by people who are already, like, ideologically bought in, if you can say that. Like, I go on Twitter, I'm on Reddit reading what people are saying, and these are people who are like, capital C conservative. Yep. Talking about, like, yeah, oh, fuck these people, blah, 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 they're smuggling drugs in here, we should absolutely kill them, murder them, and die, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, what do regular people fucking think about this? Regular people can't see that we're striking boats in the Caribbean for, like, no fucking reason and be like, oh, yeah, I trust the president, and I trust everyone in government 100% on why when they say they kill people, it's true. I
can't get over the fact that like we've done this so many times.
Yeah.
Like everybody looks back at the Iraq War and hates it. Nobody has an appetite for like another war in the Middle East. Even like people.
Well, what about Latin America?
Well, but that's the thing is like right, like JD Vance said like yeah, the Iraq War was a mistake. He partially ran when he was running as vice president. He partially like made arguments against foreign intervention, saying that the Democrats are like pro-war on the basis of like shit that was happening in the Middle East at the time, right? Inability to stop Israel strikes in Gaza and stuff like that, not in like a pro-Palestine kind of way, but you get what I'm saying. But now we're just doing it's the same thing,
and it's just like I don't know. Like has politics ever been so cynical? Like I genuinely like feel like every week I feel like I'm just getting beaten by like the new lows that these people are reaching. Like it truly is entirely cynical. Truth is dead and nobody fucking cares anymore.
Yeah,
they're just doing things. They'll literally say whatever they need to say to get into power. A huge portion of people fucking believe them because there's this massive right-wing media apparatus that's funded by like, I don't know, the same 3 billionaires or whatever the fuck that just goes through and pays people to say whatever and then people believe it because that's all they see on these fucking algorithms, and it's just like, man.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And all they want to do is regime change. American companies already operate out of Venezuela. It's not like Venezuela cut us off from oil resources or anything like that. They just have beef with Maduro for some goddamn reason. This is a thing. Trump hasn't liked Maduro like ever.
Like, what's America first about this?
Yeah.
What's America first about sending American soldiers to just go fight and die for whatever he wants?
Yeah, like we're gonna commit like lives, American lives, soldiers to go into Venezuela and die in the jungle. Shout out fucking Vietnam too, I guess. And we're going to drain taxpayer money and probably destabilize the region, and we're going to be picking up the pieces for decades to come.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what we did in the Middle East. Like, ISIS formed because of us.
And it's like there is an insane irony to being like, I'm going to give $1,700 to all the troops because they do so much for us and we value them so much, and I'm also going to send them to die.
Yep.
Like, right after, so that they can't even spend that $1,700.
Yep.
Or they just spend it on funeral expenses. Like, come on, man. Like, what? There has to be an irony there. Like, and everybody does this. Democrats and Republicans do this. Like, I love the troops. Troops are some of those virtue signaled people like on the fucking planet. Say what you will about that. Whatever. They get virtue signaled to all the time just so that these people can be like, yeah, but also I'm going to order them to die facelessly.
Yeah.
And that's chill.
It's just I don't know. We all knew that Trump wasn't a dove, right? Like he painted himself as the pro-peace guy and painted the Democrats as like the interventionists. And we knew that he wasn't going to be like actually pro-peace, but to start an unprompted, unprovoked war of aggression for no reason, so brazenly,
it's beyond commentary.
Insane. Like it's crazy.
Because that's what it is. I don't know what to say anymore. Like I feel like I could come up with things to say about the boat strikes. There were a lot of jokes to be made. There was a lot of things to like go on and talk about there because there were layers to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's layers to the Pete Hegseth double tap. There's layers to Pete Hegseth saying, yeah, I'll share it with Congress, but I'm not going to show you all the fucking video.
You're in your air-conditioned offices criticizing me.
Like, there's stuff to dig into there. I can't really sink my teeth into it. But here, it's just fuck.
Yeah.
Like we're just going to war.
Yeah.
Alleged, like apparently, like all the signs right now are pointing to us just going to war, and it's just like, okay.
Like Bush at least like went to Congress and asked for an AUMF.
Or
Trump's not even doing that.
Sent Colin Powell to the UN to be like, hey, lie.
Colin Powell lied to the world about weapons of mass destruction. We can't even like pretend to care about that.
No, they can't even pretend to like lie. They lie. They're like, oh, Nicolas Maduro, the fucking Sun Cartel or whatever.
Yeah. Well, in fact, they're using just like the same terminology from the Bush administration that they supposedly condemned. They're calling fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction. Like, it's crazy, man. They're not even trying.
Venezuela has WMD's fentanyl.
No, that's what they're saying. They're saying I think Trump tried to, I don't know if he like did an executive order or what he did, but he said that he's going to label fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction.
What the fuck are we doing? It's all
and it's
farce.
not like that. It doesn't like unlock more powers or anything. It's just crazy how they summon like the same rhetoric of the guys they swear to not be.
Yeah.
Like, cause they are just those guys while swearing they're not those guys.
It's all such a fucking farce, dude.
Yeah.
Fentanyl is a weapon of mass. I'm going to sign an executive order. Fentanyl, I'm going to sign an executive order. Executive order. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say this. I'm just going to do this. And motherfuckers eat that shit up.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a fucking brain broken place, man. I swear to God. Maybe the goddamn screen time got to everybody.
The phones are the problem.
Maybe it is those goddamn phones. Holy shit.
Anyways, that's it for Venezuela. What do we got for Epstein?
Yeah, Epstein is the same shit I said off top. Epstein file releases tomorrow or today if you're not on the Patreon, which... Get to the Patreon.
Yeah,
what the fuck? You're going to have to wait till Wednesday to hear us talk about all of the information that comes out tomorrow. If you don't want to, Patreon, and you don't want to commit to a subscription, $2, $3 to get the episode.
Yeah, they don't let us charge $2. They say gotta be at least $3.
They did tell us not to charge $2. They wouldn't allow us to, so it's $3. $3 gets you that episode. You don't have to commit to a subscription or whatever. That's going to be a bombshell. And there's going to be names. Trump is not going to be named. FBI agents spent way too much time redacting his name. There's going to be fuck shit. We'll get to find out, like, I guess, like, we won't even get to find out what categories of redactions Pam Bondi made over these last 30 days because they can redact the things that are in an ongoing investigation. I wonder what the ratio of Democrats to Republicans named is going to be. I feel like that'll be interesting too. Because if it's like 90-10, oh, buddy, they're hiding something crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be an entirely blocked out page. And the one set of words that you can read is going to be Noam Chomsky.
It'll be, here are all the politicians that I invited to the island and did nefarious things with the minors too. And it's 10
lines of black.
It's 10 lines of black. And then on the bottom, it'll say, and now for the Democrats. Bill Clinton, Noam Chomsky, fucking whatever.
It's honestly kind of good that we're not recording immediately after whatever files get released because it'll give us time to like figure out what the fuck is going on.
True. It'll also give us time for conservatives to just absolutely out anybody that they can, any victim that they can, if it would clear Trump's name, like they have every step of the way.
Well, they're just not going to release anything with Trump in it. Like,
No,
there's no
absolutely not.
goddamn way, and that's going to just make it so the drip continues to drip.
Because it's like come on.
Like,
Come on.
every single thing that is redacted, people are going to be like, Trump might be under there because of how he's been acting.
And it's like, if this is the one trove of information that comes out that doesn't have Trump like implicated or doing something suspect, whether or not it's illegal, that is incredibly suspect in of itself. Every step of the way, we got the fucking birthday card. We got the Epstein saying he runs into glass looking at young women.
Comically horny.
Comically horny. We got that shit. We got other shit. We get new pictures
Ghislaine
like
Maxwell
all the
getting
fucking
moved.
time. We get new pictures of them being best friends, doing just having fun, going to all these fucking parties. Ghislaine Maxwell being moved. The Ghislaine Maxwell, everything with her. And this would be the one time that Trump isn't implicated in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would tell me all I need to know.
Yeah. No, like it's like at every turn, Trump took a photo with Epstein. Like
at every event, Trump said, "Where's Epstein?"
Like, why are there like Trump's got more photos with Epstein than I've got with like my friends.
I think Trump has more photos with Epstein than we have.
Yeah. That's crazy,
Trump
man.
pulled up to every function. He said, "Where's Epstein? We gotta flick it up."
This dude fucked with Epstein heavy, man.
Shit. This dude Epstein loved a selfie too. He loved taking pictures of people. Holy shit.
The congregation is missing someone. And that someone, dear listener, is you. The congregation awaits you over on our Discord. If you go into the description of this episode right now, there will be a link to join the Head in the Office Discord where you will find more than 1,000 like-minded individuals for you to interact with. And maybe most importantly, we'll be there.
1,000 members strong. It is a burgeoning community of HITO heads.
That's right.
Ready to receive you into their arms. Make you a part of the community. Vest you as a HITO head.
Over on Discord, we have discussions. You can interact with other HITO heads, and maybe for some fun, we can do some community events. And we know that you want to be a part of that. Only available over on the official Head in the Office Discord.
Well, while we're talking about Epstein, I think it's important that we go and we talk about Dan Bongino.
Okay.
Because Dan Bongino was a guy who partly made his podcasting career talking about Epstein. We're one and the same in that. Brothers in arms right here.
Yeah, exactly. A fellow podcaster.
And he's found himself back in the news, back in the spotlight.
Yeah, Dan Bongino is tragically stepping down from his role as deputy of the FBI, deputy director of the FBI. His final act at the FBI was apparently, I'm never going to give it to Kash Patel's FBI, but they say his final act at the FBI was getting the guy who did the bomb plot for January 6th. And now you might be wondering, okay, Dan Bongino built a platform off of saying January 6th was an inside job. How could it be that he is now working on the side of law enforcement, going after the people he said were feds from the beginning?
I wonder, how could he reconcile this?
He was asked this question on Hannity's show, of all places, and Dan Bongino said the following, quote, "I was paid in the past, Sean, for my opinions. That's clear. And one day I will be back in that space. But that's not what I'm paid for now. I'm paid to be your deputy director, and we base investigations on facts."
That is the craziest way to phrase "I had a podcast" ever. When I tell people what I do, I don't go around saying, "Oh, I get paid to have opinions on things." I say, "I have a podcast."
Yeah.
The most suspect phrasing you could ever engage in when it comes to that. Holy shit, man.
Well, like the most charitable interpretation of this is that Dan Bongino was just admitting, like, yeah, I did all of it for clicks.
Exactly. I did it for the clout. I did it for the money, whether I was paid by people to say this or whether people paid me because I was saying that. I was saying it because I was getting paid.
And now I could go to jail if I make mistakes. So I'm following the law. And
it's funny because what you said about never having to give it to Kash Patel's FBI is, honestly, this is really more so an indictment on Joe Biden's FBI than it is on like whatever Trump's doing. Because a key part of this like case, the case that was Dan Bongino's last act, getting the guy who put the pipe bombs at the RNC and DNC, is that we had all the information already.
Yeah.
That Biden was just sitting on it.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Biden was doing at any moment. Like, shit from like the FBI and like Merrick Garland and stuff like took forever.
Well, maybe like independent agencies were the most independent under Biden because he was just watching Morning Joe and his staffers were hiding him. And so he couldn't have had the chance to go politically pressure anybody to do anything. Yeah. Especially Merrick Garland and the fucking FBI. What do you mean they were sitting on January 6th things? And it's like, I think about that from this perspective. It's like under Biden, we had the January 6th hearings. We had all this shit. They were really trying to make January 6th like a thing that Americans cared about on the scale of like other political travesties.
Yeah, like Watergate or something. Yeah.
And you don't even get the guy who did like what could have been like the crazy political violence.
And it's crazy because if Biden would have got this guy, if Biden's FBI would have got this guy, they would have been like, oh, that he was a Fed plant.
Yeah. Precisely.
Yeah, they would have wrote it. They would have wrote it off or like called him a patriot.
Oh, honeypot.
Yeah. Like they wouldn't have taken it seriously, but instead you let Dan Bongino get a dub before he leaves.
Yes,
crazy.
But it is funny. Like the timing of this is like significant, right? Because like he did this. Like when did he announce he was stepping down?
I think it was like 2 days ago or yesterday.
Suspect. You're telling me Dan Bongino was stepping down
right before the Epstein files.
Right before the Epstein files come out. When famously back when this like all was going down, like earlier in the administration, Dan Bongino and Pam Bondi were getting into arguments over the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Something's going on. Maybe Dan Bongino will make good on being a Epstein files whistleblower.
I think someone described him as having a volcanic temper.
Yeah.
Like he was an aggressive guy who was very mad about how they're handling the Epstein files.
It's that roid rage.
And he's kind of like, I don't know if he's the first, but he might be the highest profile person to leave so far.
Probably, right?
Because most of the, like, the thing I thought was going to happen was like constant turnover,
just
right?
Churn.
Because that was the first Trump administration. People were getting fired over and over and over and over again. But that hasn't happened this time. Most people have stayed in their positions. And I think this might be like the first like major person to leave the administration.
You think Dan Bongino like spills? Like on Epstein files? You think Dan Bongino's like, yeah, I know who that redaction is?
I don't know. I don't know if we can trust a single thing this guy says.
That's true. He's actually, that redaction is Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but shout out Dan Bongino. Before we get on to talking about his brother in arms, Kash Patel.
Kash Patel, yeah, his boss.
I do want to note maybe something we'll talk about more next episode, the final news episode of the year, because the House just passed this. But the House passed a bill to criminalize gender affirming care for youth.
That's crazy.
And it's not just, this has been framed as like, oh, it's banning surgeries for children under 18 years old.
It's never just that.
It's also like hormone therapy and like other medicinal gender affirming care.
We're banning social transitioning for the youth. Like, come the fuck on.
Yeah, they're criminalizing it. Like the people who get the treatment aren't being criminalized, but anybody who provides it, it's the same shit they did with abortion, right?
Yeah.
In states like Texas, they have essentially made it a crime, or they're trying to make it a crime to give life-saving gender-affirming care to people under the age of 18.
And I imagine this is going to be another one of those situations where with abortion, like people who even still under this new criminalization who qualified for care won't get care because doctors are too afraid to perform anything that could be interpreted as it because they don't want to be dragged through a lawsuit, let alone lose the lawsuit and maybe lose their license or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like one of I feel like the what is it? I don't want to say sleeper hit, but like kind of like a sleeper hit of the Trump administration has been the things they've been doing to disenfranchise like LGBTQ people in the background, particularly trans people. There's been a whole lot of just erasure. Like they did some shit with the Stonewall Memorial website.
The passports.
They did something where they like removed the TQ plus from like all the LGBTQ plus things on websites. It's just LGB now. Like they're that like one of those like weird groups, you know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about.
Like there's been a whole lot of that's happened in the background, stuff like this, and it just sucks.
This is just explicitly an attack on trans people because there's exceptions in the bill for cisgender teens using things like hormones to accomplish things that wouldn't like alter how they see their gender or stuff like that.
There's exceptions for gender affirming care when it's affirming the gender that you were assigned at birth.
Exactly. Like if like a teenager has issues going through puberty or whatever, and they're not transitioning, like they can get access to the same hormones, the same hormone replacement therapy the same hormone therapy that like a transgender teen would use. It's just that this bill would criminalize using it for transgender youth.
Yeah, once again, it's just like an aesthetic thing. Like it's just a thing. It's not because they think that these surgeries are harmful. It's not because any of this is harmful. It's because
they just don't fuck with trans people.
They don't fuck with trans people. They think being trans is like a quote unquote a delusion or whatever it is, that society shouldn't affirm it and blah blah blah. We shouldn't accept people who whatever you are. And it's just like, fuck off.
Yeah, and if you had any feeling or any sense that Marjorie Taylor Greene was our ally now because she's bucked Trump, I'll let you know that she was the one who sponsored this bill.
Nice.
So very much not an ally of the left, still very much a demon.
Yes.
Anyways, Kash Patel, my favorite person.
Yes, Kash Patel. Going from an unserious story to a serious story to once again another unserious story. We got another chapter in the Kash Patel private jet saga. That's what we do on Head in the Office here. Come on now, folks. Yeah. We got another chapter in the Kash Patel like private jet going to see his D-list country singer girlfriend open at wrestling events at Penn State or wherever it was saga, because Kash Patel and his country singer girlfriend were recently on Katie Miller's like hit podcast. I don't know what it's called, like the Katie Miller Show or whatever.
Unoriginal,
talk about this
man.
Controversy. Is it just the Katie Miller Show?
I think it is. If you got to put your name in the title, you suck.
You suck. If you got to put your name in the title, you're not about this podcasting shit. You didn't fucking come up in the trenches. You're not about it. You're riding on your clout and your previous celebrity or the clout of your spouse and the position that they've been put in to go and try and cynically capitalize on the medium that I love.
Yeah.
On the medium that I'm trying to make a name in right now. This isn't the Jeremy and Gage Show. This is Head in the Office. And that's what it is. No Katie Miller Show. None of this fucking bullshit. None of this previous celebrity. I'm creating my own right here. But Kash Patel, I don't even know if I can lead into this clip other than just remind you that Kash Patel's been taking his private jet to go see his country singer girlfriend. And he's
on the taxpayer dime.
And so he went on Katie Miller's show, notable journalist and notable horror interviewer Katie Miller.
He's doing damage control. He's trying to clean up his PR.
To address the controversy.
Okay.
And I'm going to play you the clip.
If I was actually abusing it, I would go see every one of her shows. I think I get to like 15%.
Just to clarify, how often has he traveled to see you since January 20th?
Gosh, I think like Nashville. I've been in Nashville
Yeah, I've been to her house a couple times with her family for the holidays and birthdays. I've seen her perform This year, I think 3 times.
Yeah.
So you would say less than an average long distance relationship.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not abusing it because if I was, I'd abuse it harder. If I was, I'd like abuse it all the way. Come on, guys.
You know how much insane shit has happened on Kash Patel's watch? Like, what do you mean you're using taxpayer money to go see her sing at fucking pro wrestling matches?
Exactly.
Oh my God, dude.
On the FBI private jet or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Like, it couldn't be less unserious. It couldn't
God.
be. He is the most unserious guy, and he's so funny. And, like, even beyond Kash, I don't know if we talked about this on the show, but did you know he wrote children's books where he was, like, a self-insert character who saved Trump?
Yeah.
This guy's cool.
He's so funny.
I do contend, yeah, sure, blah, blah, blah. Kash Patel is harmful. He shouldn't be the director of the FBI. He is truly just what a guy, a guy would be if they got put in this position.
Well, I'd rather it be him than someone who, like, knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I'd rather it be him than, like, a Stephen Miller type.
Yes.
Because it's infinitely preferable for somebody to go out there and say, if I was corrupt, I'd just be corrupt all the way, not a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm only wasting millions of dollars, not tens of millions of dollars.
Exactly.
So
Pipe down.
I'm only stealing from the public purse a little bit, so you can't get mad.
Exactly.
I've only seen 15% of her shows.
And, like, going to, like, her house, like, a couple times and, like, going to family events because it's a holiday.
Like, I don't know, dog. I don't know. If you want to be taken seriously, I kind of think that, like, director of the FBI is like an all-the-time job.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
like a job where you can take a flight to go watch a pro wrestling match where your girlfriend is singing.
Exactly.
Your
And
Mossad plant girlfriend.
And it's, like, also kind of funny, like, your girlfriend.
Yeah. You mean the secret agent that's been assigned to you?
But just, like, I don't know, being the director of the FBI, not to, like, hate on, like, single people or people who are unmarried, because I'm not married myself either. I also have a girlfriend, like, proudly and whatnot, but it's, like, going out and being, like, Kash Patel, director of the FBI, doing, like, allegedly grown man shit, and then being like, yeah, I gotta go see my girlfriend sing at a college. And I'm taking the private jet to go do it. Something about that just sounds crazy, you know?
Yeah, that's what I mean, is, like, it kind of feels like an all-the-time job. Like, you can't just go and do this shit.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a 7 days a week sort of thing.
Oh, for sure. Like being the president. Like, you
Yeah.
shouldn't be able to golf half your term.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, Trump is setting a great example there for dudes who want to just get in positions of power and fuck off.
Yeah, or if you want to take time off, like, go and do that, but, like, don't use the taxpayer jet.
Well, it's like he tried to defend himself later on by saying, like, it is illegal for, like, the director of the FBI to take commercial air travel. So it's
Okay.
like they have to take the jet to go places, but they have to pay for it. They have to, like, reimburse for what a commercial airline ticket would cost to, like, go do that. That doesn't excuse that you're wasting the millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands or thousands of dollars of taxpayer dollars to go do the thing in the first place. But, like, he couldn't take a commercial air travel.
Okay.
He wouldn't even if he could, just considering the type of dude he is, the Kash Patel challenge point and all this stuff. But I think what's at contention, he's not reimbursing them. Like, he is taking the jet on unofficial business and maybe not doing it. There was a probe that was just opened up in Congress about this to actually investigate what's going on. So we'll find out about it. But, like, either way, it's just corny.
And also, like, you didn't have to give her a security detail.
Yeah.
That was not necessary.
Yeah, and it's like, again, given the type of guy he is, given the type of guy, I can envision him being like a frat on campus. Like he's abusing this. Like I'll come out and say he's allegedly abusing this.
Yeah,
because who wouldn't in that position, considering who he is?
Man, what a guy! I love him.
I love him. He's a cool guy. He's a bro.
My favorite member of the administration.
My favorite member of the administration.
He needs to win an award at our award show in a few weeks.
He does, guys. Vote Kash Patel.
Vote Kash
Maybe
Patel.
I'm putting my finger on the scales. Maybe I'm tipping the scale a little bit, but that's okay. It's my award show.
That's right. That's
and
right.
For this one of these, like, last stories here, Trump was recently at a Hanukkah event, and this one, once again, a little more serious. We got a little serious on serious sandwich going on. Trump was at a Hanukkah event, and the clips that I saw from this were what you can guess. Trump is at an event with Jewish donors. Trump is there, and he's just doing the pro-Israel thing. And so I want to read you a quote that the Jerusalem Post made me privy to. He expressed his commitment to supporting the Jewish people in their fight through his commitment to the state of Israel, listing various achievements such as the termination of Obama's Iran deal, the Abraham Accords, the provision of weapons and fighter jets to Israel, and, in general, the U.S.'s ongoing military support of Israel. It's funny that the only only way that he can say that he like fucks with the Jewish people is by saying, look, I'm letting you guys kill people in Israel.
Yeah,
I'm letting Israel kill people.
Maybe if you were serious about doing anything about like anti-Semitism here in the U.S., you would like, I don't know, disavow Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
Like I will remind you, Trump had dinner with Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
Like,
and Kanye.
I don't know, man. Yeah, and Kanye.
He was like all three of them right there, just anti-Semitism power hour.
And Elon Musk, major donor to the Trump administration, was once a member of the Trump administration, is pretty consistently posting weird things about Jewish people on the internet.
Also unbanned all the Nazis on Twitter.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is just a Nazi platform.
He just let the Nazis go crazy on Twitter, and he's like, free speech. There's been a whole host of anti-Semitic things that Trump has allowed to like rise under his watch, but he gets to go to these events and he gets to say, I'm Judaism's #1 defender because I let Israel kill people.
Yeah.
Like that, there's something about that that's so ridiculous on its face, and I think it really cuts to the core of what we've been talking about, like when we've been having these like anti-Semitism discussions over this past year.
Yeah.
Really, with like left anti-Semitism that we've noticed, people who are otherwise, what would be the word? People who are otherwise like noticing what's happening in Gaza and being like, that's bad, but don't have the
rhetorical tools to deal with it.
Rhetorical tools to deal with it, and so they resort to anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
And that's why this is important, because people like the Pod Johns, like just this past week in the wake of the Bondi Beach shooting, are starting to talk about the rising anti-Semitism problem with the youth, or what they call the rising anti-Semitism problem with the youth. And like to the extent that young people have become more anti-Semitic, it's because of things like that Trump quote.
Yeah.
It's because people like Trump and other politicians on both sides of the aisle go to these events, go all over the place, and they will not allow you to separate Jewish people from the actions of Israel as the Jewish state.
Yeah.
So when you look at what Israel's doing in Gaza in particular, or in Lebanon, in the Mideast in general, all their strikes, in incurring on other people's land, just fucking killing people, and you say, gee, that's bad, that kind of sucks, I don't like that. There's nowhere for you to land and there's no safe place for you to land to say, I don't like what Israel's doing, but like Jewish people are like, all right, like Jewish people are just as all right as everyone else is.
Well, and it's specifically because like the liberal response to criticisms of Israel is, but Jewish people need a place to feel safe in the world.
Or the liberal response to criticism of Israel is that's anti-Semitic.
Yeah,
and so if you don't have the rhetorical tools to deal with any of that, you're just going to say, okay, fuck it, I guess.
Yeah. But even like the more, I don't know, like the weaker response, the one that's not as dramatic as that, to say that like, Jewish people need a place to feel safe in the world, it's essentially endorsing an ethno-state project.
Yes.
And if people are going to look at what Israel has done and they see the Star of David over a destroyed Gaza, and people are telling them, if you don't support this, or if you at least you don't permit it, then you are anti-Semitic. You are an anti-Semite. The people are going to say, well, okay, fuck it, I'm an anti-Semite. And that's bad. I don't want that.
Like, that's like,
I do not want that.
We've been on this wave forever.
Yeah.
If you listen to like the faux show and have been for the last year, like we've been talking about like every month or every other month about how like, fuck, like I'm noticing a lot in comments how people are saying these things. And I get that they're otherwise mean well because of what's happening in Gaza, but like there is an anti-Semitism thing going on right now. I don't think it's a problem to the extent that the pod jods are saying like the youth is just anti-Semitic because I don't know, maybe they're doing the Obama speechwriter thing where it's a dead baby, whatever wall of carnage type rhetoric. But it's like there's a clear reason why anti-Semitism may be on the rise, and it's because of the actions of Israel, and specifically because politicians will not allow you to separate those from the Jewish people in itself.
Yeah.
That is point blank why anti-Semitism is, well, one of the reasons why anti-Semitism is up. The other reason is because we just have Republicans that are just allowing it.
Yeah, right-wing anti-Semitism.
It has just been emboldened to just do anti-Semitism in a free speech vein across the internet since Trump won.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to talk about that seriously whenever we have anti-Semitism conversations as to only be about Gaza.
Yeah.
Which is fueling the anti-Semitism conversation in of itself and fueling the rise in anti-Semitism in of itself. And that's all bad.
And it should, like, it never works in another direction either. Like, if someone offers a structural critique of like Iran, right, as like an Islamic monarchy or whatever, like a theocracy, a theocratic state, nobody would look at that and be like, oh, you're just Islamophobic because you're criticizing Iran. Yeah. It'd be like, oh, or do you have a reasoned criticism of Iran, or are you making it like weird and ethnically based or some shit like that?
Well, if you're in the State Department, you would say, oh, you're criticizing Iran, also be Islamophobic.
But if you criticize Israel, and especially if you have like, you know, moral hangups about what they've been doing, there is on the left, on like the liberal left and the right, just this like knee-jerk reaction to call you necessarily anti-Semitic, and I think that leads to more anti-Semitism.
And it sucks because no one is taking anti-Semitism seriously.
Yeah.
And that's what this boils down to, is if you are saying that criticizing Israel for just fucking wantonly killing people in Gaza, blowing up 90% of the buildings, killing like I don't even know what the official death tolls are, but last time I checked it was like 70,000 officially directly killed in these strikes. If that is conflated with anti-Semitism, you are devaluing what anti-Semitism is and the harm that like genuine anti-Semitism brings, and the harm that stereotypes that like fucking Aiden Ross was pushing on the stream with Puka Nakua, if you know about that.
Yeah.
Like Aiden Ross was, you know that anti-Semitic caricature where it's like the guy with the big nose and the hunched back is like rubbing his hands. Aiden Ross is like, oh, haha, you should do this at your next touchdown celebration. You should do the quote unquote Jew celebration. And Puka Nakua did it, and he's like, yeah, haha, I'll do that. That guy's a fucking whatever.
Yeah.
That's
that
insane
sucks.
in itself. Good luck, Sean McVay, dealing with that fucking PR nightmare on a short week too, going to a live stream when you got to deal with the Seahawks battle for the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Come on now, let's not be doing that one. Hopefully he gets cut from the league soon.
I wish he could have gotten cut before.
I wish he would have got cut before last Sunday too, but whatever, I digress.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of unseriousness about the anti-Semitism conversation that is pushed from the people at the top, and it shouldn't fall on podcasters. It shouldn't fall on podcasters to be the only people that are getting out here and having reasonable discussions about why this is happening. But the podcasters like us are the people who aren't funded by, I don't know, Miriam Adelson.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We should be allowed to criticize the state of Israel, I think.
It is anti-Semitic to say that the actions of Israel are tied one-to-one with Jewish people.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're denying the full range of their humanity.
And also, like, that's the same shit that Nazis say.
Exactly.
Like,
you are denying the ability of Jewish people to be viewed as doing a bad thing, like individual Jewish people as being able to be capable of doing a bad thing, and others to be capable of disagreeing of that. You're treating them as if they're this mono group, like monolith.
Yeah.
You can't. That's anti-Semitic. That's the real anti-Semitism.
It's like classic do loyalty tropes.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're more loyal to, like, you know, the cabal that runs everything.
Exactly. Or it's like they are all the cabal that runs everything. And if you don't believe that, then you're anti-Semitic. Or I'm going to say it liberally, or I'm going to say it conservatively. Like either way, like nobody wants to get serious about this shit. So it's really frustrating to have to hear people like the Podjohn say shit like that and not dive deeper. Because yes, you can say the Bondi Beach attack was because of rising anti-Semitism. Dive into it. Fucking talk about why.
Yeah.
Like you're just doing the thing where you point out a problem, and pointing out a problem is the easiest thing in the world to do. Everybody does it. Most people on both sides of the aisle are capable of identifying what problems are. It's about like solutions, and it's about how you analyze those problems and how we got there that really fucking matters.
Yeah.
But this is a solutions analyze tertiary news podcast. So I expect nothing less from us. But I mentioned Miriam Adelson. I got to keep talking about Miriam Adelson because she was also there at this event, and she went on stage with Trump, and she told Trump not only to run for a third term, she also said that she would give him another $250 million if he did so. And then they shouted out Alan Dershowitz. She's like, oh yeah, Alan. She said Alan Dershowitz told me this great theory about how you can run a third term, and then the crowd started chanting 4 more years.
Everyone's Biden.
Everyone is Biden. Even the 4 more years chants. Like, come on, dude.
Wait, shouting out Alan Dershowitz is so funny, dude.
Yes. Oh, he's there in the crowd, and then they look in the crowd, and Trump goes, yeah. They shout out the Dersh. And I got to say, like, this Miriam Adelson thing is important to me because the Pistons play the Mavs tonight. And Miriam Adelson owns the Dallas Mavericks. Miriam Adelson was also responsible for the Luka trade. Being the majority owner of the Dallas Mavericks, she had some hand in that. Like, she had to approve it. Like, it had to go through her, like, somehow. She could have stopped it. She could have stepped in and said, why the fuck would you trade our superstar away to the Lakers for whatever they got? Who even fucking cares?
Doesn't matter, bad trade.
It doesn't matter, bad trade. She's responsible for that. And, like, not only was that bad in itself, but that's a horrible franchise-ruining mistake, at least in the short term. And then they go and win the fucking NBA draft lottery next season and get Cooper Flagg? What?
Fucked up, man.
What the fuck are we talking about? They get Cooper Flagg, like the number 1 prospect, like a phenomenal, like generational draft prospect. They just get bailed out from that bad trade. The Pistons got to win tonight.
Need to.
Pistons got to win tonight. And so I got to get out here, and I got to condemn Miriam Adelson in many aspects.
Yeah, another billionaire ruining a Texas team. Many such cases.
First, we had Jerry Jones sending a fucking terrorist to the Midwest.
Yeah.
And then we had the Luka trade. And they got bailed out, though. And fuck, the Cowboys kind of got bailed out for the Parsons trade, too, considering that they're, like, doing well.
No, they suck now.
They don't they suck now. They're not making the playoffs, but they did better than people thought they were going to.
Yeah.
And they're well positioned with Green Bay's draft picks next year.
Okay.
And now Micah Parsons is fucking injured.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good for us, though.
It doesn't. I guess if we play Green Bay in the playoffs, but Green Bay, spiritually Israeli team, by the way. While we're talking about all these sports franchises and billionaires ruin them, just got to throw that out there. But yeah, like these people are evil and they keep winning, and it's fucked up. And I need Cade and them to do something.
Yeah. I do want to. I got another funny story since we're talking funny stories. And did you see this stuff about the?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was going to be. I don't even know like who did this. I think it was like a portion of the Canadian government. But like there was going to be a memorial to the victims of communism installed in Canada, and they had to take a bunch of they had to put up none of the names because apparently a bunch of them had like ties to Nazis. And now it's just blank. It says victims of communism. And it's totally blank. And now it looks like a radically pro-communist installation.
They're just keeping it up.
Yeah.
They're keeping it.
It's got no names on it because there were too many Nazis in the list. And now it just looks like it's pro-communism.
Respect to them for holding the L, I guess. But it's like, what did you think you were going to publish?
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows that like Russia was responsible for stopping like the Nazis in World War II. Like that's a huge reason why we defeated them. They were the victims of them. Like, who knows, man?
Yeah, and it's like most obvious thing ever, but I just love that it's just an empty art installation, victims of communism, and it looks like it's like nobody.
It looks like something that should be in like Bushwick. Like that should be in Brooklyn or California.
Oh man, it's awesome. I love it. I love it.
That is gas. No, one last thing to end the show off here. Trump signed an executive order like right before we started to reclassify weed from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 drug. That just means it's not literally the most dangerous thing in the world anymore. It's still illegal, but it's like more legitimized for medical use and like other things like that. This is something that Biden could have done.
I was just about to say Biden, brother.
And Biden talked about this. I believe Biden talked about this like quite a lot during his last year. And he didn't do it. And because he didn't do it, Trump gets this one. This is a good thing. Like, it's just one of those rare good things that Trump does that's kind of undeniable. Biden didn't have to give this to him. He could have just not been an old man about it. But in keeping with old men, in keeping with Trump as Biden, he's only doing this because his approval rating is in the shitter.
Oh, yeah.
Like, none of these old people actually wanted to do it. If they did, then Biden would have just done it.
Yeah, I don't know why Biden didn't do it. Like, it wouldn't have saved him or anything.
Like, it was one of those tricks that Biden would pull out when his approval rating was shit. He'd be like, oh, and I'm going to do something with weed. Mm-hmm. But now Trump actually did it. So.
Yeah, I think when Biden talked about doing it, it was like hiding behind all this different procedure. And it's like, well, you could just write the executive order.
Exactly. And Trump wrote the executive
order. Like, obviously,
so that's something.
You can't make it not illegal because, like, Congress sets the laws and stuff like that, but you can do something. But fuck it, whatever, man.
And he talked about it all the fucking time.
Goddamn liberals.
Goddamn liberals. And maybe we're making a case for this is where Trump has not only become Biden, but maybe he's superseding Biden.
Oh my God, he's super Biden.
Maybe he's mega Biden.
Mega Biden.
He's become Biden squared. We're inverting Biden in on itself, and we're creating something new. Maybe we're post Biden.
No, we're post Biden, man.
Post Biden.
We're post Biden, but more Biden than ever.
It's paradoxical. What's that? What's that Oppenheimer quote? It's paradoxical or something, but somehow it exists.
Oh yeah. Shout out Joe Brandon, man.
Shout out Joe Brandon. I got to give a special thanks to him.
Everywhere I look is Brandon.
Everywhere I look is his face, and I can't get away from it. He haunts. There's a specter haunting the United States.
It's Joe Biden.
It's Joe Biden.
And this whole country is spiritually Biden.
And with that, I got to give a special thanks to the people who helped get us through this year.
Yes.
Starting with Caden Kraut, Chris the Postman, Christy Beck, Mike Chuplinski, Clayton LaFed, Mark Yeager, Caleb Joy, Rich Taro, Tari, Fergalaki, Max Vezquez, Jacob Rogers, Colin Mooberry, Fixer Punk, Jim Egbers, Babe Burrito, Cincy Alex, Joe Stenstrom, Adrian Sandoval, Chloe Sam 601, Colleen Kutch, Jennifer DeVoe, Crawfishin, Benneth Bennington III, Alexi Benanti, Big Booty Beatdown, Sam Maloney, Ted Cruz's Boy Toy, Dictator, Jace, Luke O'Shea, Tucker Tarleson, Danielle Jackson, The Word of Microsoft Gender for Science, Aaron has Gundam, Gundams, Darth Father, Taylor for Content, Corey Chambers, Retro Mondo, Veronica, aka V, Raxon, Ash Smith, The Groundler, Murder in a Trenchcoat, Casey Lynn Kelly, AK Gon, Iguana Don, Zach Lantian, Austin Greif, Marcus Corbett, Caleb Berber, Taylor Renza, Cami, Tylen Freeman, Isaac Hodges, Madeline C, Anna Valenic, KCC, Sayas to West, August, Particular Pickman, Sir Capilot, Jeff Sines, Brenda's Egg, Froggy Gumdrop, Jackie Boy, Shameless, Coherent Babbles, MJ is Sharp, Michaela Muncie, The Walls 3000, Chris T, Kashan Lala, Amanda R, Tyler J, Particulon, Memfrez, Rhonda Sletto, Midwest Marks, Joe the Mailman, Gary from West Michigan, Shawnee GG, Juniper Not Jupiter, Stacked Crabs, iCrowley, Urban Peach, Lord of Forlorn, Damn,
he did it again.
When you hit the flow state in the Patreon list and you just keep going, fuck.
Holt Forsyth, Booty Snakes, Do Fairy, Chelceratops, Austin Lima, Lane Waltz, Azim Fit Hussein, Gorgeous Girl Mukes, Brooklyn G, Noverk the Dastardly, Goldthorn, Eddie Book, Merlin, Cryobangi, Sergeant Pookie, Hoodie, Kim Kitsuraki, Rose Grimm, Kristen, Jamie the Young Extremist, Jack the Heathen, Archer W, Evan Mingo, AJ Torres, Elo Nico, Jake Hall, Seth Schmidt, Noah Sajas, Majawat, Ultra the Dragon, Mercy Boku, Dick Cheney and 6 Inch Heels, Luke Wechter, Henry Kraggles, Tristan Ringsmith, Yaya, Asura the Atheist, Aiden Reese, Deep State Agent, Puddle Pirate, Southern Lefty, Lark61, KC, Cannon Man, Troy H, Rourke Muffalo, Nahan San Diego, Nut Mode, Nick from New Haven, Connor Nix, Sound Logic, Sleven, I Have Never Made a Woman Orgasm, John from Houston, Jordino, Haley Weibold, Pablo Vasquez, Nurse Jen, Soul DJ, Maple Big Dog, CIA Small Creators Fund, Taylor from Burnt Down Minneapolis, Northeast Nick, Aya, Retired AF and SC, YK Coolin, Woofer G, Gayest Worm, Niles Chamberlain, Sugar Free Baja Blast, Kristen the Leftist Nurse, Fake Airplane, TJ Loves Colleen, Mothman's Gay Lover, Real Jesus Christ,
Huge.
Queerla, Carter, Geffen, Blue Lou 92, 1,000 Miniature Horses, and my mom. Thank you all so much for supporting the show on Patreon. Another glorious year.
Another glorious year, guys. While inflation is whatever, I don't fucking know. It all sucks bigly. Let's help with HITO Patreon list inflation. That's what we need to be going up. Inflation up in 2026. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, and House and Cash happening in 2026.
House and Cash happening. I'm manifesting it right here, right now.
If it doesn't, then like it's over.
And what the fuck am I doing this for?
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Have a great weekend.